Hello Sunday people. Now I know it's nearly Christmas time, so we are making this short and sweet this week. We are learning how to glaze a ham. Look at this thing, I mean it just looks absolutely friggin' incredible. And guess where we're putting it? In the air fryer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are saving space in the oven and cooking this bad boy in the air fryer. It's an absolute win, everyone will love it, the taste is incredible, it's honey, garlic and mustard, and it's so simple and so delicious. So I'm not going to waste any more of your very precious time, we're going to jump straight into glazing this banging ham. This could not be more simple to glaze a ham and to make it taste absolutely banging. It really doesn't take a lot, and you know, we don't all have time to cook a ham, so like I have done here, I bought a pre-cooked ham. Often on the packet it will say that it's a glazing ham, so it's already been pre-cooked, and all you're going to do is put this amazing coating all over the top. So all we need is some honey, some mustard, a load of cloves of garlic, salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil. Super simple, nothing crazy, nothing out there. This is honestly the quickest way to glaze your ham. Also, sorry if you can hear the oven in the background, I've got some Christmas cakes baking. If you haven't already got yours made, you still have just enough time to get it done and probably fed once. So if you're looking for a recipe, I've put the link up here, and I've also put it in the description box down below. So if you're looking for a banging Christmas cake recipe, honestly, this thing, sensationale. And if you're looking for any recipes, you can head to my website, which is also linked in the description box down below. And if you're looking for some banging side dishes to go with maybe your Christmas dinner or your run up to Christmas, or to go with your ham, I've got a free download which you can download, and the link for that is also in the description box. Anyways, let's get back to the ham. So all we have to do is two things. We're going to take the rind off and we're going to make the glaze. So let's get them done. It really couldn't be more simple to take the rind off. So as you can see here, we have this dark rind on the top, so that's what we want to get rid of. But what you want to do is keep that really good bit of fat, because what happens when you bake it is that kind of goes like crispy and crunchy, and it's really friggin' yum. So we're just going to take the rind off, and I think the best way to do it probably for this guy, and if you haven't done a lot of stuff like this before, so you take your knife, and what you want to do is just make sure, like you can see here, just make sure that your knife is under that rind. And then the best thing is to kind of do one side at a time. So we're going to go along here, we're going to cut that rind off at the front, and then you can gently with your knife stay super close to that rind. It doesn't matter if you get a few little lines in the fat, but you really do want to keep as much as you can on there. And then once you've got a bit half off, you can move to the other side and put a little line on that rind, and then again just tease the rind off, keeping as much fat as possible. And you can even gently pull it because it will come off, but you just want to make sure that it's not taking off too much of the fat, because that really is where the flavour is. And that's it, your rind done. You could even put it in maybe if you were making cabbage as a Christmas side, you could add this rind into it and it would just give it a lovely little smoky flavour. But that we can just put to one side, and then all we're going to do is score the top. And you want to make sure that this almost goes all the way through the fat, and you want to make them fairly small and equal in distance, because then you'll get these lovely diamonds, and then across in the other direction. Yeah, and you'll get these lovely little diamonds of fat, which are just really yum. And now we're just going to make the glaze. So first of all, we want a bit of honey. I would say a good tablespoon of honey. maybe even a tablespoon and a half. But obviously this is dependent on how large or how big your ham is. And basically what you want is you want to make sure that you have enough that you can brush it on first of all and have a little bit extra so that we can re-glaze throughout the process. We'll just take a little glug of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon, just to add a little bit of kind of moisture to this so that it's not just complete honey. And now you want to add a teaspoon, a good teaspoon of mustard and a half. After all, this is like a honey glazed mustard garlic ham, so you know you want it to taste of all the things. A good crack of salt and also some pepper. I also forgot, I do kind of like to add just a little dash of vinegar, just a little bit, like half a capful, it just kind of balances it out a little bit because obviously it's all sweet, but it is savoury also. And then here I've got 4 tiny cloves of garlic. Like if you had 2 large ones, that would be suffice. And I'm gonna grate this in and add it to it. And then we're just gonna warm it up on the stove so it all melts, comes together a little bit. And then we're gonna baste it on the ham and we're gonna cook the ham. And that's it, done. Let that bubble on the stove for a minute or 2 because then that cooks the garlic and also lets it just thicken up slightly. And we wanna make this little tray so that we can kind of catch any of the juice because we are gonna like baste it a little bit while it cooks. And guess what? We're going in this guy, we're going in the trusty Robsy because I've got something in the oven. So this is a really great, you know, little way to be able to do it because it doesn't take up a lot of room. And you know, I love the Robsy and I love the air fryer. So I thought, you know what, this is a great way to be able to do it. So just before we give this a little glaze, we just want to taste this. You know, it's a little bit garlicky and it's sweet enough, but it's not overpoweringly sweet because we've balanced it out with the salt and the mustard and that little bit of pepper and the vinegar. And so you just end up with this really delicious, like a sweet offering on top, but it's not like crazy, crazy sweet. So what we'll do is we'll just baste a little bit of this over the top. And see how it's become a little bit thicker? You know, it's sticking to the top of that ham quite nicely because it had that minute or so boiling. And that's it, that's all we're gonna put on there for a minute and we're gonna put it into the air fryer for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna give it a little baste, put on a bit more of the sauce, pour a little bit more over, make sure it's cooking all right and not getting too burnt or anything like that. We'll put it back in for another 5 minutes, give it a little baste, maybe 5 minutes, give it a little baste, because you probably wanna cook this for 35 to 40 minutes so it's nice and warm all the way through and you've got an absolutely banging glaze. So we'll get on that and we'll see you in a bit. Now, I originally put this in at 190, but it's been in about 5 minutes and I could hear popping and it started to catch on the top. So I'm actually gonna turn it down to 180. We'll put it on for another 10 minutes and then we're gonna have a look at it. Oh, look at it. So it's been on for about nearly 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna give it another little glaze and then we're gonna turn it back on. But I think again, I'm actually gonna turn it down to maybe 175 and I might turn it around so that we can get good color on all sides. And this is where you can be pretty generous with that glaze. I've really put quite a lot on and now we're gonna go back into the air fryer for another 10 minutes. Oh my God. And here it is in all of its absolute glory. The ham. And here you can understand why I made it a little bed because we're gonna pour some of this amazing juice on the plate. Go with it. All of that I caught in the little bed because that stuff is like liquid gold. And we'll just let that sit there for 10 minutes to cool down and we'll give it a little slice. And so there it is. It's had, 10 minutes cooling. I mean, you can see here on top like this amazing crisp glaze. The fat has rendered down and it's just a great way if you've got an air fryer and you've got a lot of stuff busy in the oven to cook a glazed ham. So let's get a few slices of this. Let's give it a try, shall we? Oh my God. I'm already excited to get into this. as per usual, I just give it a little taste. Like I said, dip it in that stuff, that's liquid gold. Oh, it is so good. Oh my God, that stuff on top, the crust, I mean, you can hear, it's crispy, it's delicious. It's a little bit sweet. It's got that lovely hint of garlic in the background, that delicious mustard, and oh my God, it is just delicious. If this isn't the quickest way to glaze a ham, I don't know what is. Yum. Okay, this is just a great way to cook a ham. Doesn't take long, it's super simple, and you know what is amazing? If you put that on the table, people would think you had gone to so much effort. It's an absolute winner. It's a great thing for your Boxing Day or even your Christmas, whatever it might be. So, I mean, you should probably just give it a go. If you've enjoyed this, give me a little like, a subscribe, or even leave me a comment in the comment section down below about something you may want to learn in the future. I love hearing from you guys, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that this has made the thought of glazing the ham a little bit easier. So I'll see you guys next week, and I'm gonna make myself a banging sandwich. Catch ya!